So, Dr. Ali, you have spoken about applying ice on the injury. So, after ice, what next? So, Dr. Ali, let's go to the next alphabet, which is I, which is injury.
Now, most of the injuries happen because you have not warmed up well. Remember.
Exactly, yeah.
So, warming up, good warming up is very important depending on the climate. A warming up in Srinagar will be different of warming up in Chennai. So, but getting back home, I feel next 72 hours should be ice so that you don't increase any damage what has happened inside. So there's no increase of any injury inside.
That's
to settle down. If there's a bleeding inside, it stops.
Okay.
So otherwise, earlier days they used to do massage and rub and all
Right,
that.
right.
So they worsen the injury.
So, Dr. Ali, you have spoken about applying ice on the injury. So, after ice, what next?
See, in 80s we had a formula called ICE.
Okay.
Applying ice, compression, elevation. Keep the limb elevated.
Okay.
Then in 90s we went into RICE. So R is for rest. Rest, ice, compression, elevation.
Elevation.
But 2000 onward we straight went to price. Sports injury has a price to pay. That P is prevention, what we are discussing today.
Fantastic.